Hey guys, welcome to Oswaldos and Suarez, a podcast dedicated for career conversations.
Join us as we listen to the stories of people, their careers, and how they navigate through the corporate world.
That's right. My name is Pao, and I'm a copywriter for Med Specialized.
I'm Elisa from the recruitment team of Med Specialized,
where we specialize in success.
So for those of you who are part of the Med Species group, you already know what it is. You know what's happening. You guys are familiar with what Med Specialized does. But for those listeners who might have stumbled upon this randomly and you're not familiar with what Med Specialized is, Pao, what is Med Specialized?
Sure, okay. I already know where you were going with. But yeah, so in a nutshell, Med Specialized is under the Meditab group of companies. Meditab is a healthcare solutions provider based in Sacramento, California. We do a lot of things here at Med Specialized for Meditab. We provide remote staffing, software support, marketing services, and a lot more. So basically, the 800-strong Med Species help the Meditab umbrella grow and succeed.
Right. Thanks for that, Pao.
That's a lot to
That's a lot to digest.
Yeah. But
so that might sound very intimidating, very technical, but this podcast is really just to provide an avenue for people to, Med Species to be exact, to share their stories, how they tried to navigate the corporate world, whether they made mistakes or how they flopped or how they succeeded in their roles. So yeah, this isn't really an advice podcast of how you can succeed in your careers and in your struggles.
Really. Yeah, but definitely you can learn a thing or two from the different stories and different journeys that we're going to share with you guys here in the pod. But again, we're not here to tell you what to do.
We're not preaching. The only aim of this podcast is to provide, again, an avenue where people can share their corporate stories and journey. Yeah. It's right? Real life conversations with real life people.
Real life people. Yeah. Real life Med Species. You'll get to know a lot of Med Species along the way as we go along our episodes.
Yeah, so we've been really enjoying this whole journey so far, and we hope you guys join us and you can, learn a thing or two from the stories that we tell. So catch us every Thursday for new episodes. You can find the podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, on Facebook, and follow all of the social media platforms
of
Med Specialized. Yeah, it will all be linked down below. So yeah, we hope you guys join us, and we'll see you every Thursday.
Catch ya. Bye.
Joining us tonight are two distinguished Med Species. So our first guest is Georgia Felice, but here in the office we like to call her Gia. She is a training specialist who has been with the company for almost a year and 4 months now, right, Gia?
Yep, that's
right. All right,
welcome Gia. But our second guest is George Clooney, but his friends and teammates call him Clooney. He is a virtual administrative medical assistant, or VAMA, under Dr. Catalyst, and he has been with the company for almost 3 years now. Together, Gia and Clooney will share their insights and experiences about choosing and shifting careers.
All right, so before we get into that, I'd like to get to know you guys a bit better. So I'd like to know how you guys started your Med Specialized journey.
Let's start with
Gia, actually. Let's go with Gia.
Tridor. Yeah. Okay, Tridor.
Voiced out first.
Yeah, I was supposed to, whatever, guys. Okay, anyways. Backfired to me.
So go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so hello, guys. Welcome. By the way, my name is Gia. It's actually long. My name is long, Georgia Felice. It's kind of long, so just call me Gia for short. Prior to coming here, guys, I was actually a teacher for 3 years in the senior high school of ACT. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with ACT. It's actually a school here in Cebu. It's actually across Emo.
Right, so, yeah.
So that's cool, I was actually teaching there for 3 years.
Very close to where I was going to college.
That's our go-to place, the emo thing. So yeah, and then pandemic happened. Remember 2020? Yeah. So I decided to resign because in the private school, guys, what happens here is that if we don't have any work, if we don't have any class for that certain period of time, we're not paid. So that's a sad reality of being a teacher in private school. So that's why I decided to jump, from being a teacher in the academe to being a trainer here. So yeah, I found my way to med specialized, and I still love it.
Oh, that's great. I love that story. Because I know some people, like during the pandemic, they really had a hard time shifting from like their current job and then finding like new careers, whether that be like in work from home or a totally different career. So I'm so glad that you were able to jump to med specialized.
Yeah.
Was that a quick transition?
Well, not really, because my first job is actually BPO, so it's not a new thing to me. And then when I stopped being a teacher, in the Philippine education part, so I became an ESL teacher first for a year prior to coming here.
Oh, I see. So you were teaching in the school setting, and then you went to ESL.
Yep.
And then here at Med Specialized.
Do you mind
right.
explaining first what ESL is, just for those who doesn't know?
Well, ESL is actually like a company, guys, that we teach. Well, it's still teaching though, but we actually teach to foreign students. Like in our case, in our company, we teach to Japanese students. So yeah, so it's teaching English to different nationality. Yeah, that's right.
Right. Did you find that challenging? Because I wanted to get into ESL, especially during the pandemic. I was like, you know what, let's try to do ESL because it was a thing for a while, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can
that's
just do this
true.
remotely and teach like foreigners how to speak English. So how was that like?
Well, it's actually fun. We in our company, though, I'm not sure with other companies, but in our company, we were taught how to speak in Japanese. So we had Nihongo classes as well for teachers because we were teaching kids, beginners. So we have to learn certain, just statements, the common statements like "Ohayou gozaimasu" or like "Introduce yourself, watashi wa ja desu." So something like that. So we have to learn a bit of Japanese. And then right after that, we transitioned to teaching to English. So we actually have to learn we have to learn a little bit of Japanese so that we can, translate it to English a bit, something like that. But we do use images so that it'll be easier for the kids to understand what we say.
By the way, before we get too carried away with Gia, why don't we let Clooney also introduce himself, give us a little bit of a backgrounder, and any thoughts that you can share.
My name's George Clooney Samatanya. That's probably too long, so you can call me G or Clooney, but most of them find Clooney very, more
It's
happy.
unique. It's unique.
It's happier. It sounds happy. So I'm a graduate of nutrition and dietetics from CDU, CDU Doctors University. Right after I graduated, I immediately hunted for possible jobs. I went to hotels, even to baristas like Starbucks. I tried applying Starbucks. It took so long for them to
Calling
reply.
you out, Starbucks.
I'm sorry.
Listen here.
Recruitment process.
It was in SM, and I kept going back like, am I hired already? But anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, much of our colleagues from CDU are here in MedSpec. Well, most of them are not anymore, but most. Like I know one person from training.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just looking eye to eye on this.
You can-
I understand.
you can
You can
drop the name.
Shout out.
We were choirmates. Hey J Ross.
Hi,
Jay.
Jay.
We love Jay.
I love Jay so
Jay's
much.
yeah.
So and so he was the one who actually recommended me to why not try applying.
Okay.
It was back then in 2Quad, Ayala. So
That was for those who don't know, 2Quad was the previous office of the Specialized before we transferred here in Skyrise 4 in IT Park.
Yeah.
Yes, that was how long was the office located there, by the way?
I have no idea. I was hired there for I was in the office for 3 months, and then they said, "Oh, we have to transition here," and
That was before the pandemic.
Yeah,
right?
that was before the pandemic. So around January. 2020. Yeah.
How did J. Russ convince you to?
Very convincing. I'm not even.
Yeah, he has his ways. He has his ways.
Like, what were the selling points for you?
Well, I was really desperate for work, but I had no problem with other BPOs. It's just the atmosphere. I'm really afraid of the atmosphere of other BPOs, and then here knowing J. Ross and his really warm welcomes.
Oh, hi, Jay.
So
you better listen to this right now, okay?
This is just fluffing Jay's ego right now.
podcast.
We love J podcast.
Yeah.
So he invited me here to do the actually applied like 5 p.m. and it was actually almost like we're not accepting applicants, but they inserted me. So yeah, I tried applying with Jay and I got in.
I'm just curious though, because I think this is quite a contrast from Gia's journey. Because even if she has transitioned towards the BPO industry, she's a training specialist, so that's still somewhat in line with her profession or what she went to school for. But I'm just curious, what was your thought process, choosing this career path, given that it kind of deviated from what you studied in school?
Well, the job that they told me that it required, we were the clients of doctors and such, and we were familiar with medical terminologies as medical students. So yeah, why not? And other medical students here, students that I know from my college are here. So yeah, why not? Rather than
can you just quickly give an overview of what a virtual administrative medical assistant do, just for those who are listening who might also be interested to apply?
From the last word, assistant. So yeah, you assist with doctors with what they need. Mostly mine back then was listening to voicemails and transcribing them. Then they transitioned me to scheduling. So I schedule patients' appointments here and there.
I see. So as a VAMA, you don't do just one task. Like you can be assigned to.
Yeah, you can, depending on where your team or where you're assigned as a team. Like this particular team has this clinics, and if they want you here, they do you there, like calls or even in medical documents.
So you really have to be quite well-rounded.
Yeah,
in order to
well-rounded.
thrive in that position.
So I'm curious, like, for you, G, I'm pretty sure that like you've had some challenges along the way with training. So could you share to us like one of your like favorite oops moment in like the training team or
Okay, the oops moment. Okay. Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of stories.
Okay. Well, for me though is that when we were still working from home, remember that time we were working from home? Well, there are times though, working from home is really nice. I really like the idea of working from home, productivity and all, because I can do everything that I want to do in my own pace. Okay?
Right.
And then the thing about, I think one side of like the downside of working from home though is the internet connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially here in
I know that you
Philippines.
guys relate, right? So when there was one time when I was actually doing my session, and then when I was like, okay, I was actually talking to my trainees. I really thought that they were able to hear me and all, because in my screen I was fine, but on their end they cannot hear me anymore because I was like a robot.
Yeah,
like
you sound like
something like that. So I was like, okay, guys. Nobody's responding to me. I was like, actually, I sent a chat to my manager and also to my team. I was like, guys, am I fine? Or is it okay?
Am I here?
Am I still here? Okay, so
Do I exist?
So those are like the moments, and then there's also some times where blackout happens, and then in the middle of the training. But the good thing about my team is that they always make sure that they would catch you when you fall. So it means that every time that there's something wrong, in between the session, our teammates, our manager would always proactively help. So somebody would take the session or somebody would give instructions while, you are fixing there. You're actually panicking at the back end or like at the side of that certain session. So yeah. So I think it was funny, but challenge at the same time. It's fun.
I see. Yeah, so based on that story, I think like your transition from the like normal school setting or very traditional school setting to working as a corporate kind of trainer. So I want to know what made you like stay or like what are the perks of or what makes you happy about your current job?
Well, I think everything. Wow.
I love that. That's
Okay,
job fulfillment right there.
Everything. Okay, well, actually, I'm not sure with you. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, but one reason for you guys staying in a company is actually because of the people we're working with. It. Yeah, we're working.
I agree with you there.
I agree with
So, in our team, I'm not sure with your team, but I know that you guys are having fun because I can see that everybody's having their meets, your team time and all. In our team, we always make sure that we are there for each other. So, with that certain environment, you would also want to grow, right? And also, my manager is quite good with handling with us. Well, he's not perfect. I know he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, just to be exact. But the thing about well, it's not really too, like whatever there, but
You can also go.
When I started here, it was really hard for me because I'm used to teaching, senior high school kids.
You're right. Yeah.
It's kind of different because I'm an English major, so I teach, literature and everything like that. But here, I have to teach software, which is I'm not, the master of. So it's kind of different. And then it's actually something new to me because it's a medical software, to be exact. So
Right, yeah.
it's like, it's so hard.
Definitely niched.
Yeah.
It takes time to get
Takes
used to
time.
it.
It's really, and also it's a bit, challenging to
Right,
get
right.
to know. So there are a lot of updates and everything.
By the way, just to go back to what we were talking about earlier, just to pick up on what you said about the software side of things being new to you, how did you navigate that sort of novel or new territory?
Well, of course, we have to be familiar with it. That's the reason why we have training. So when I started, it was really hard, can understand. But the program that we have for training is that we do have pre-works. When you say pre-works, we do have a certain schedule for the trainees that they will be given documents wherein they would need to read ahead, and they have to be familiar with the terms that they can see or even the buttons they can see there. And after that, we do have the live sessions, which is wherein your trainers will be there for you, would explain a lot of things about that software, about each part of the software. And after that, we do hands-on. So, I understand that it's kind of different, okay? But when I did hands-on, okay, that's when I understood actually what that software is. And I really would even think, okay, personally, if we're going to have that, I know that you're familiar with IMS, right? Yes. So if we do have that IMS software here in Philippines, it would really become a greatest hit. Like, it's gonna be helping our healthcare, our healthcare industry here in the Philippines. Yeah, because imagine that in just one software, the doctors would know all about you. So you don't really need to bring your documents and everything and carry out to the next doctor just to let them check that. So no, because in that software, they can see everything.
It was easier dealing with like senior high students, and I imagine it was harder when you're teaching someone with like medical background about the medical software that you don't really understand all that well. So that's great. And I just know that also for like VAMAS, you guys interact with like doctors a lot. And so was there ever a time where you experienced something like that where you felt like, wow, I feel kind of small talking to this doctor and I don't really know how to approach it?
Well, then for VAMAS, we don't really directly contact the client. We have a manager that tells us what the client wants. So
I see.
yeah, so I there wasn't a time because I usually deliver, but Usually the times that I would feel like in fear or something is when I did something wrong or yeah.
Yeah, but
Once.
mistakes are like
Mistakes
really
happen.
normal.
It's an unavoidable part.
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
being a
nobody's
professional.
perfect.
Yeah. But I think when we're out of the situation, it's so easy for us to say like, oh, everyone makes mistakes, it's
Yeah.
normal. But when it happens, it's the end of the world.
Right,
And we're like,
exactly.
It's so easy to like get caught up on that mistake and just
Yeah.
overthink everything. I mean, of course, we're not saying like you should just go out and make
Make
mistakes,
mistakes.
but deliberately. But like if
it happens,
It happens.
step up and just take ownership of that mistake.
Yeah,
That's very
accountability.
important. Accountability. Yeah. All right. But anyway, I would also just like to ask the same question that Liz asked Gia earlier about what made you stay with mid specialized for this long. I mean, 3 years is not it's not a short span of time.
Yeah. Probably because the company didn't require me to come in office, and I stayed at home. So what? And mostly of the companies that are hiring are usually in office, and it's very beneficial for me, especially with what I have. I have a small monkey business on the side, so yeah. So I really have to. I
Nice.
can't afford to be in
Yeah.
office, so working from home really is beneficial for me. So that's one of the reasons why I stayed, and probably gonna stay for long.
I love that. Yes.
We'll definitely take note of that.
This is recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Management. I gotta take notes. So, was there ever a time where you questioned like your decision to not pursue like working in the hospital setting, or what was the determining factor that you felt like I'm in the right path, I'm in the right industry?
Well, usually it was financial, because in our hospital settings here in Philippines doesn't really pay that great.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very minimum. I couldn't believe when I was an intern in one of the hospitals in Mactan,
Yeah.
and I saw a payslip, and I couldn't believe it that they really have this, and to a point that they had to get loans and such just to
Just to sustain
sustain
needs.
their everyday
Right,
needs,
right.
and loans that would also deduct their
Right. That's definitely an unfortunate reality that a lot of Filipinos grapple with every day. It's sad that a lot of workers, regardless of how talented, how smart, how capable
Yeah.
they are extremely exploited. And it's really nice that there are companies like MedSpecialized that actually pay you within market
Range.
Is that how it's called? Market
Yeah,
rates?
yeah, market
I'm not
rate.
sure.
But
Yeah.
I don't think it's just the market rate. It goes beyond that.
Yes, sometimes
At
goes
least
at
market,
least,
yeah.
at least at the
Like
very
it meets
minimum.
expectations.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like it's not a work environment that will sort of imprison you in debt and all these other financial struggles. So yeah, just a shout out to those of you who are looking for a place to work in. I'm not saying that you should apply in the specialized, but probably you should.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you should. That's definitely a determining factor when you are trying to look for a place to work in. Look for a place that will value your talent and your skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think to add, I just want to say, like, look for companies that can see your potential.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might not be, like, for example, for fresh grads,
Right.
like, you don't have years of experience, behind you. But people, like, good management, good HR,
Recruitment.
yeah, good recruitment.
Recruitment.
Liz.
Oh, come on.
That's why this is general. Good HR will be able to spot talented
Good talent,
people
yeah.
and people with potential, and with that, they are also able to bring that potential out.
Yes.
Yeah, and not just spotting it. So yeah, I just wanted to add to that little tidbit.
That was perfect. Yeah.
What about for you, G? Was there ever a time where you questioned like am I really going to pursue a career in the BPO industry for a long time? I mean, I know you said you're like really happy here, but I'm just wondering if there was ever a time.
I do have a feeling that she will stay. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You have
Yeah,
to
I don't mean to preempt your answer, but I do have a feeling. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, well, this is not actually, again, this is not my first BPO company. So I was with, like, when I graduated from college, it's like my first job is actually a BPO company. And I actually did not stay there for long because I did not like let's just say the schedule. I'm not really used to working in a night shift.
Yeah.
So night shift is not my thing, okay? So I decided to like, separate ways with that company, and then I went from another company which is also not in line with teaching. So I graduated with a college degree of teaching, okay, in education, but my first, second, third, and even fourth job is not related to teaching. Because my fourth job is actually related to BPO again. So BPO, I went to real estate, I went to telecommunications, and then again to BPO. So that was the range. And then finally, in the fifth part of looking for a job, I was able to work in the academe.
Yeah.
But again, sadly, pandemic happened,
Pandemic,
and then we transitioned to
Pandemic ruined a lot of things.
yeah, but you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I do believe that, and maybe all those things that I have experienced, like being a BPO, call center agent, real estate, whatever it is, it actually brought me here. So those experiences that I had, were able to build me up, build my confidence, and then here I am in Med Specialized. So for those who are watching right here, for those who are listening, what I can suggest to you guys is that you have to build your potential. Okay, you have to build yourself first. You will not. It's not really guaranteed that right after college you're going to land to your perfect job. Not yet.
Correct.
It's not yet.
Love that mindset.
Yeah. So you have to really experience, you have to explore more, you have to grow more, so that when the time comes that you would finally see that perfect company, then you can go ahead and, be there. Grow there.
Yeah.
Right? That's like,
Exactly.
yeah, just like here. I'm growing here.
Yeah.
And I love it here, guys.
Yeah, that's really good because after graduation, I saw this. After graduation, I kind of like went soul searching for like where am I supposed to go? Because I took up business administration, and I love my course. But my friends and I always joke that BA is kind of like the default course that you take if you don't really know where you're going. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll just do business ad because I don't know what else I'm good at. So a lot of us were in that bucket. Although if you love BA and you were sure that you wanted to do business, props to you for knowing what you wanted. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So after that, I was kind of confused on like where should I go, like what is the ideal job for me. And then I stumbled upon this video that talked about like what you said, that it's not all the time that you're gonna find the perfect job on especially your first job, fresh out of graduation. It's not always going to be the job that you envision. Sometimes it's going to be a job that you just have to do. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like a reflection of who you are as a person, where you're disciplined and dedicated to just do your best at whatever you're doing. And then you kind of build habits and the discipline to excel at something. And then so when you find the job that like you really want and is really fulfilling, like you have the basic tools and you have a good foundation.
That's right.
Yeah, so you kind of appreciate it more because you know that you've like struggled with jobs that are just like, I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to clock in, clock out and get my paycheck. And when you find that job that makes you feel fulfilled and really makes you want to like go back and clock in, like I'm excited to go to work, it really makes it worthwhile. So I love that. It just reminded me of that video.
Yeah.
But I want to ask though, because you mentioned about like away from that like sentimental, very sentimental. Yeah, that was
Which part? There's a lot.
At one point, I thought you were gonna shed a tear.
Oh my God.
Did you? You did it, right?
I wasn't aware. I don't have tissues ready.
Yeah.
But you mentioned you worked the night shift before, and I know also that's something that I would really struggle with.
Yes.
But Clooney, you're working the night shift.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure from college to like doing a night shift job, you had to like transition and get used to it. So how is it like working while quote unquote everyone is asleep?
Nice. That's what I felt. Okay, I was working and then everybody's asleep, so I don't want to work anymore because everybody's sleeping. So yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, what if your friends go out at night? Like, oh no, I'm at work. Yeah.
Yeah, well, back then, when we were medical students are usually nocturnals.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's true.
I'm kind of used to, like, back then in college, I study at night, like, from 8 to 6. And then, when I got to work, it was kind of like, like, knife through butter, something like that.
Yeah.
It was a smooth transition.
Transition.
Because we were...
No copyright.
No copyright. No copyright.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah,
I got distracted.
I'm used to the night usually. To a point that my relatives would say, "Are you insomniac?" Because I don't even in weekends or my day offs, I don't usually sleep at night. I sleep during the day.
I'm curious though, because I think this is a sentiment that a lot of, especially young people, would share. Considering that you work at night and most of the time the fun happens during the night.
Yeah, that's true.
Wary, of
Fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Well, usually I do have those, like when you check on Instagram, you see stories like, oh, they're partying like on Friday, especially on Fridays.
On Friday night.
Because I still work on like around Friday night till Saturday morning. So yeah, the fun starts at Friday nights.
Yeah.
But I think during college, although most of our classmates would do parties here and there, but Nanning or a very faithful to study guy like me probably doesn't.
What a good example.
Listen here, kids. Listen here,
Okay.
kids. Take college very seriously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But for right now, like you're more matured, so you take responsibility, or you prioritize responsibilities over
fun. But when day off kicks in, I let
I think
myself
that's also
out.
an important.
Very
You gotta
important.
enjoy yourself,
You gotta enjoy yourself.
and reward yourself.
Exactly.
True.
Right.
So what's your way of like de-stressing or like rewarding yourself on weekends? What's your self-care routine?
Usually we have this group of motorcycle enthusiasts.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're not the typical like those people that go only in one spot called TCH and just chill there. We're called Isla Brap. Shout out to Isla Brap.
Shout out Isla Brap.
Yeah,
Isla
Brap.
Okay, Isla Brap.
Isla Brap.
Shout out to you.
So yeah.
Skirt.
So yeah, we they have a page on Facebook. We promote they I don't know, but because you should
Part of it. So
so we promote
Own it.
yeah, we promote local sceneries here in Cebu and mostly in Cebu. Things are places that you wouldn't think that here in Cebu, like somewhere
Can
in
you give us an example so
Yeah.
we can also go there on our self-care day?
yeah.
Like I'm looking for places where I can go to on the weekend.
But most
So
of these places are only accessible through motorcycles that are
Oh.
off-road,
Okay,
mostly off-road
we will get a
motorcycles.
motorcycle.
Find someone. With
Okay.
a
Find someone with a
motorcycle.
motorcycle. So this is a call to action. If you have a motorcycle.
So yeah, one of the places that I probably would recommend is the man-made forest in Toledo.
Oh, we have a man-made forest here in Cebu.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Okay.
it's called Camp 7, somewhere
Okay.
in Toledo.
Familiar.
Yeah, it's very mostly cyclists go there, but we go there time to time to because it's really cold there.
It's actually nice that you're not just a motorcycle club. You're a motorcycle club with a cause.
With a cause, yeah.
Promoting local.
Usually when we go to spots like no one could ever go. Campers, usually hikers go there, and I don't want to diss on hikers, but or campers.
We're not dissing
We're
our
not
hikers.
dissing hikers.
Med Specialized is a hiking club.
Yeah, we do have hiking clubs, guys.
Some not from Med Specialized.
Definitely not
not from
Med
Med Specialized. Some of them leave trashes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the
That's
campsite.
unfortunate.
So one of our we call him the pioneer of Isla Brap. He actually asked us to clean up the place.
Nice.
So
Leave with the cost.
leave no
Very
trace.
responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Environment friendly motorcycle
Right.
club.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Quite ironic, but yeah, it works.
It works.
As long as you clean up your trash.
Yeah,
that's the most
that's
important
the
thing.
motto: leave no trace.
Yeah. How about you, Gia? What is your way of de-stressing?
Food.
Oh,
Right away, food.
Definitely.
You go on food trips.
Yeah, I do go with my friends, my close friends, my Forever Squad. We call them Forever Squad. Yeah, so we go from time to time, not every time though, because we also have our work and then we have different schedules.
Yeah.
Grown ups, we have different
Adulting is
schedules.
so
Adulting,
You
yeah.
need to schedule everything.
And then
Yeah.
if we're going to schedule it, it's going to be cancelled because there's an emergency
comes
meeting
up.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Something comes up.
Dude, my neighbors, like 3 of us, we live in the same area, like less than 5 minutes away. It took us 3 months to have dinner. And like,
Together?
yeah. We're just like, finally this happened. And then when we look back on our chats, like, we planned this 3 months ago. We live like 5 minutes away from each other.
It's
That's the
actually
reality
true.
of adulthood, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
adulting.
very-
It really
yeah.
sucks, but it's really nice. And also, another thing, aside from food, food trips and all, well, I spend time with my family. I do have a kid, so he's 1 year old. And then I spend time with my son, play with him. So that's one way of me distressing myself. So I'm not really stressed, though, with the work, because the work is nice. The good thing about this company is that it gives like work-life balance, so I
Yeah.
can get
Yeah.
to, unlike with the academe part when I was still teaching in the private school, I need to like bring all the necessary things at home, so I have to check papers at home.
The
I really have
paperwork.
to. I really have to record a lot of things at home, but here I don't do that. Okay, so I leave work at work.
At work.
So that's the good
Yeah.
thing about this company.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a work-life balance. So when I get home, I have to spend time with my family, with my kid. Hello there for those who are working moms. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Shout out to working moms. Empower working moms.
Holiday heroes, so.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a working mom. That's why when my parents ask me, like, when are you having kids? I'm like, maybe next question. But to continue the fun that we're having, we have a segment that we have thought of for this pod and for all of our guests. So we have a fish bowl, and well, it's not a fish bowl, it's just a bowl because there's no fish inside. We have a
Okay, very
there's
nice.
a ping pong ball bowl. So every ping pong ball has like numbers, and so I think I'll just ask Clooney to pick one, and then we have corresponding questions
Okay.
for each number. So yeah,
Okay.
go.
Feels weird.
All right, so
Number 8.
number 8. Okay, so for question number 8, I think Clooney, you'll be the first one to answer this. So, you've been tossed into an insane asylum. Oh God, oh my God. What would you tell the people there to prove to them that you don't belong inside there?
That's really hard.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's really hard.
Okay, that's a
Really, really
Who
hard.
made these questions?
Because
very-
everything you'd say.
very hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like the more you deny, the
Yeah.
more it
Yeah, the
feels
more
like
guilty you
yeah. So maybe you should say, yeah, I belong here. Like, no, you don't.
Just embrace it. But anyway, go Clooney.
Very hard.
Or Gia, do you wanna?
Call a
No.
friend.
Go ahead.
I need time to think.
Okay, stop.
Actually, I would like to ask you the same question. What would you do?
Okay, I feel like my attempt or like my approach is very nerdy. I'll just be like, give me a test that normal people take. Like an IQ test. And then
Why haven't I?
She's really
Thought of
from
that.
HR.
That's actually very
She's really from
smart. Yes.
HR. Okay, no doubt.
That's what I was like,
There is
this
a test to measure sanity.
that's why I'm like, this is a nerdy approach. I'm sorry, I don't have fun answers right now. But yeah, I feel like, because I'm taking it seriously, guys. Okay, like
Yeah.
I don't want to be
You
stuck
know what,
there.
I'm not gonna escape. I will just take
I
the
don't.
test.
I don't want to be here. Like, just let me prove you. Let me prove to you that I'm normal. So yeah, maybe that. And then it turns out my IQ test doesn't read
Doesn't-
normal.
That would be the funny part.
That's the worst
Yeah,
thing
they're
that will happen.
Girl, you belong here.
You actually belong to the lower class.
Oh my god.
No,
You need somewhere else. So what about you guys? What about you, G? What would your approach be?
I always believe with the approach of John Dewey, learning by doing.
Okay, give me context. Like walk me through the thought process.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, like you have to blend in.
You're just gonna act crazy as well.
No, what I'm saying is that, well, of course, you're put there for some reason, so you just need to like live it.
So you're just gonna take it like, okay, I guess.
You're just gonna embrace
Okay,
the
yeah, of
situation.
course. But yeah, seriously,
because you learn to just
Yeah.
embrace things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do things.
let's just do things right here. But I'm not gonna be crazy like them. Just live here.
Like
Okay,
what you
that's
said
it.
earlier, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Back to the question. What was that again? I'm sorry.
I got you. So for Clooney, the question is,
Yeah.
you've been tossed into an insane asylum. What do you tell the people who work there to prove to them that you don't belong there?
inside.
Probably same with Gia's answer. Similar, kind of similar.
Just blend in.
Just live with it.
Just live with it.
Comply.
Comply.
Yeah, work smartly with what they give you, like instruct you. Don't gonna fight it. Just
Right. So
comply.
what was the end goal here? Like, to what
To get-
extent are
to
you
get-
going to comply?
Yeah.
Like,
Are you complying to get out?
Yeah.
Or
Or are you
like,
just going
yeah,
to
because
live with it?
when you comply with doctors with what they
Yeah.
give you, they would have check marks under this
Medical
check-
expert.
Yeah.
Listen to someone who studied.
See, my answer is
field.
not wrong.
Medical source.
They
My
have
answer
check
is not-
marks.
is not wrong.
Right, right.
This person isn't eating burritos with something like this.
Something like what?
Burritos with
Brutus is a burger.
yeah,
like orange
burger.
Brutus?
Like, those mix and match, like something that does
Like
not
weird,
yeah.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so there was an end goal after all.
Yeah, that was an end goal.
Okay, cool.
Right. Wait, I wanna pick on that though, like weird food combinations. Do you guys have your go-to food combinations that people find a bit weird? Because I like to pair like salty snacks with chocolate, and I find that like none of my friends think that's normal. Like I eat Cheetos,
With
and
chocolate?
yeah,
Do you
like
dip it on?
I don't dip it.
Ah,
Okay,
okay.
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I think your
Go ahead,
image
Liz.
of who I am has been totally distorted.
Go ahead,
No,
go
but
ahead,
like,
finish.
so I have like a bag of Cheetos, but then also like if it gets too salty, then you eat
Ah,
like chocolate on the
So it's
side.
to
Is it
balance,
melted?
balance the
Sorry?
saltiness
Like
out.
chocolate.
No, like chocolate, like Hershey's Kisses or like
right.
M&M's, Nips, any chocolate. But then it balances it out, and then when it's too sweet, I go back to my salty snack, and then I don't know. People think it's weird. So, do you have weird food combinations?
Probably mine is this is the weirdest. To a point that people will say, you know that pancit canton?
Okay.
Without the seasonings. Yeah, plus chocolate. Like melted chocolate.
Is this why you asked me if my chocolate was melted? You have a melted chocolate story.
Yeah. It's actually salty and sweet.
So you eat
Wait,
noodles?
Yeah,
noodles, or do you also throw in the seasoning?
No
seasoning.
seasonings. No seasonings.
So you boil the pancit canton.
Yeah, I boil it to al dente. Not that.
Like that makes it better.
Yeah, that makes it, the crunchiness.
That makes it any less weird.
Yeah.
Like it's al dente, so it's fine.
Yeah,
it's normal.
It's crunchy. So yeah, you know the when you bite
Okay.
So yeah,
So
you cook the noodles till it's not that lata, and
Uh-huh.
you melt most probably the those chocolates Cadbury, the plain chocolate, no nuts,
Yes,
no nuts,
yes,
no
yes.
nuts,
I
and
don't like nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no
just
nuts on
No
chocolates,
nuts.
please.
you just
What
smother pancit.
Oh, okay. Wait, so is that to you? Is that is that a snack or a meal?
Like a snack.
What is
It's a
it?
snack.
Snack.
It's a snack.
Yeah, it's a snack.
Okay, at what? Okay, I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm trying to understand the mood. So, is it a daytime snack, a nighttime snack?
Usually
or-
between shifts.
So it's your break time snack.
Break time snack.
Between shifts, where do you boil the? I mean, where do you melt the chocolate in the microwave?
Microwave.
Okay.
Has anybody tried? Has any of your friends or teammates tried that and actually agreed?
My cousin tried and she agreed, but
It's a really
it's not normal. Like he likes it, but he wouldn't like. It's not the first thing that he would do
Uh-huh.
when he craves
It's
something.
actually quite how do you say that? Like cumbersome to prepare.
Yeah,
You would have
like-
to melt the
Yeah.
chocolate, right?
Yeah. If you know what, if anyone out there is listening to this, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that's my jam. I relate to Clooney so much." Please let us know.
You leave a comment.
Yeah,
below.
leave a comment. Let us know, because you know what? I'm pretty sure somewhere out there, people like all over the world have like weird
Yeah.
combos.
Yeah.
Pretty sure someone would
But this
be
is
able to.
quite honestly, this is the first time that I've heard about this.
Oh yeah, me too, definitely.
I love my
Yeah.
noodles.
Just out of curiosity though, because I pair my pancit canton with rice.
Rice.
Oh,
Do you pair it with rice?
When I'm really hungry.
chocolate and rice.
When I'm really hungry. I
You do?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't have any more to add.
like no more follow-up questions.
It's like, okay, I shut up.
Chocolate pancit canton and rice.
Rice.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean the pancit canton regular, not the
Oh, okay, all right. I thought
No,
you
no,
meant the
no.
chocolate pancit canton. Okay.
So just to make it
Yeah.
clear, chocolate pancit canton,
No
no, rice.
rice.
No rice.
Yeah,
Okay.
It would be weird.
Really?
That
Give me
would be
more.
weird.
That would be weird.
That's where I draw the line. Okay, so the normal pancit canton with the seasoning
With
packets.
the seasoning, yeah.
With rice.
With rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm hungry.
If you're hungry. Okay, a random question before we move into Pao's and Gia's weird food combo. You guys mentioned that you're very against chocolate with nuts. I'm so afraid to ask this question, but I want to know, how do you feel about raisins?
They're okay. They're like a surprise. They're like a
Good surprise?
Yeah, like good
Okay,
surprise. Like,
good surprise. Pao's face is just like, hell
Just see my face right
no.
now. No, I hate raisins on everything, on anything.
I'm with you,
I
pal.
can't live
Oh my God,
without it.
okay, we're on the right table. We're cool kids stable.
I feel like we are on the right table here.
Yeah.
No, we're on the
Raisins
right
for
Like
me.
they're so weird and chewy and just I don't know. I don't even
I
know
don't like
how to describe its
aftertaste.
texture. Right?
Yeah.
It just ruins everything on sliced bread. On
Oh my god!
It
Pal, we're
ruins
on the right
everything.
table.
Anything
I
it
mean,
touches, it ruins.
You know, dude,
I'm sorry to raisin lovers out there, but no.
cinnamon rolls with raisins.
Embutido with rice.
Embutido. Oh my god. Empanada with
We have
raisins.
started.
What?
Empanada with raisins is good. And with cheese.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Yeah, cheese. I mean, of course, who doesn't love cheese? But raisins, empanada, and embutido.
Yeah.
I think I can tolerate raisins on
cinnamon bread.
cinnamon bread. That
See, so you like
that makes
raisins.
sense. That makes
I found a way to
what a
convince you.
conclusion. What a way to conclude.
Mental gymnastics.
But no, yeah. For me personally, I'm a pass on raisins. Yeah.
Me too.
Not to diss those who like raisins.
Okay, but do you just
indirectly dissing.
dislike them? Like you're not a fan, or do you hate them?
I hate them because
Okay.
Okay, not the same level as him. I am not a fan, but I don't hate it.
like how much of a non-fan are you?
Yeah,
of
like
raisins?
what?
Like, if
To
I'm
what
going to
extent are
count,
you willing to?
if you're going to do the scaling, if we're going to do scaling, like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a 2 for me. 5's the
Okay,
highest.
okay.
It's a 2.
So
Okay.
all right, just to sort of
okay,
illustrate.
He's bringing me on his side. Okay, I'm gonna hate it right now.
I thought I had like someone to back me up here.
Okay, I'm gonna hate it
Now
right
I'm
now.
all
I'm
alone.
I'm gonna back up
So,
pal here.
Just if there's like a very good embutido,
but with raisins. Does it ruin the embutido for you?
I'm not gonna eat it.
You're not gonna eat it. Okay, so we're on the same boat after.
Okay. I'm trying to get Gia back, but I feel so bad for Pao.
I felt abandoned.
I'm in her.
Yeah.
I'm in him.
I was like, yeah,
Shut up,
Pao, I
Alan.
also don't like raisins. But you know they're not that bad. Oh my. Okay, I'll give you that. Fine. You're the anti-raisin stable. We're the
Pro-raisins.
We're pro-raisins. No, because I find that question always like brings people apart. Like heated argument all the time when you talk about raisins. It's either you love it or you hate it.
I'm curious though, what makes you love raisins? Like what about it that makes you love it?
They're just
Backstory.
I don't know. They're just a fun snack, you know. I don't like. You can just
Okay, I guess we can just agree to disagree on this one.
disagree. Yeah.
How about rice?
So what about for your weird food combos, G and Bao?
Why don't you go? You go.
Okay, ladies. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't really tried anything. Like, I'm a normal person. Okay, I'm not saying that you guys are not normal. Okay, but yeah, I just eat normally. Like, eat something with rice and then yeah. But I tried before. I'm not sure with McDonald's cheeseburger. I tried, eating that with rice. So I think that would be weird. Because burgers are not to be eaten with rice, right? But yeah, I tried it and I like it. So
Burger and rice.
yeah, cheeseburger and rice.
With the bread.
With the bread.
yeah,
or-
bread and bread. Bread.
You guys can't judge her because you
Yeah.
eat pancit canton with rice. That's the same thing.
yeah,
It's
I'm
sort of
really
like,
guilty.
none of you are better than each other.
Yeah, you should not judge me, okay?
Like-
Don't judge me by my cover. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah. I still
can't
can't wrap my
speak
head
now.
around how you would eat burger and then rice.
Yeah, it's like that. I ate that. Yeah, so it's burger and rice. I think that was weird, but I only tried it like thrice, like 3 times.
Yeah.
And after that,
Maybe not anymore.
anymore. Because
I
I
realized
became,
this is wrong.
yeah, I became fat, like big.
yeah,
I
because
gained
it's like
weight.
all
so-
carbs on
yeah,
carbs.
a lot of carbs. So yeah, stop
Okay,
it.
that.
This is funny.
How did we get here? Okay.
How about you,
What
Pao?
about you, Pai?
So me, I think
We're saving the best for last.
No, I think mine is pretty again vanilla, and I think this is pretty common as well. Milo on rice.
Oh.
Okay, we're
That-
both rice lovers here. Okay,
that-
we're on the right table, guys. We're
Have
on
you
the
not
right
tried
table.
it? Like none of you tried it,
Milo on
I've
rice.
tried it.
right? It's
How
really
how
good.
did that make you
No,
feel?
really?
I want
Like
to
pancit
know.
canton and chocolate?
Ah.
No, like
Is it the
like
same?
seriously though. Milo on rice, like rice that's fresh out of the
Kinda
cooker.
sticky.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's
Does it resemble champorado? for
Yeah.
you?
No,
Or
because-
is it really just maintain powder texture?
the Milo actually forms like some sort of a crust around or on top
Oh,
of the
yeah,
rice.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's like Rice Krispies but with like solid chocolate on top.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, we should not judge him again, guys.
But no,
No
yeah,
judgment
you,
here.
you guys should try it.
Okay, that's. How did you discover that? Like one day you're just like, I have rice, Milo.
No, it's like
It's a common.
It's a pretty common thing, especially if you grew up in the province. Yeah, so like I remember my mom would buy us like this huge can of Milo, and we don't drink it. We
You
actually
eat- you eat it?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
with
With
rice.
rice.
With rice. And I think a lot of people can
Interesting.
relate to it. It's pretty common
Okay,
from what I heard.
from what you heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really curious to know now. Like, what
You should
people-
try.
what-
I highly recommend. I think it will change your life.
What kind
I
of?
think-
How do you? Okay, you know what?
Alright.
This has been such a great time, and
Yeah, so
we've
much
we've
fun.
we've gone on different tangents. But I'd like to take this time to thank our guests for being so wonderful and being so game wherever we went with this episode.
Because we definitely went places.
we went to so many places
Yeah,
and
yeah.
touched on different things. But I think my favorite part for this episode is when Gia reminded me of like just making sure to do your best at whatever you're doing. It might not be the most ideal task, the most ideal job that you have like in front of you, but at the end of the day, you can't you can't be that choosy if you
Right,
really,
right.
we all need to pay bills. We gotta, live and earn money. So it's up to you on how you would make that into a positive. Although, not to promote toxic positivity, but
Yeah.
sometimes you have to find ways on like shifting your perspective on how can I make this experience something that's beneficial for me and how can I grow from this. So, like learning or building those skills of like good habits and like the discipline, that will really go a long way because your jobs and your tasks, they change from job to job, but the kind of discipline and the kind of like quality of work that you put into whatever job, it's constant. Like if you do well in whatever job, like that's really important. So
yeah. It will also
yeah.
build your character at the same time.
True.
I really believe, guys, I'm not sure with you, but I really do believe that whatever course you graduated from, it's not really your path right away. You can't
Yeah,
say that
that's
if
true.
you graduated from education, you really have to teach. No, it's like that. It's by the end of the day, all of us will really find our own path.
Right.
So sooner or later,
Create your own
yeah.
path.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Let's just make sure that we graduate, of course, from a
That's
certain
the
course.
important
Okay,
thing.
that's very
That's
true.
also
Why,
important.
guys?
Education is
Yeah,
important.
because that will be your ticket. You
Yeah.
can go anywhere if you are a college. If you're going to be a graduate of
Yeah.
any
College.
bachelor's degree,
That will
so
definitely
your
make
ticket.
things easier.
Yeah, like if you have the opportunity to complete the
Complete a
degree,
degree, yes.
go ahead. That's
Yeah.
such a great opportunity.
Right. Cool. And for me personally, I think that my favorite part about this episode was when Clooney talked about how he transitioned from the sort of medical field to BPO, because I think that's a quite a challenging transition, very contrasting industries,
Yeah.
if that's even accurate. But the way that you overcame those challenges, I think it's very inspiring, and I think it's also sort of a lesson for those who are still second guessing their career choices. That it's never too late to start anew. It might seem intimidating to sort of choose a career path away from what you studied in college, but it's not impossible if you just put the work in, grind, and learn the industry. It's not impossible to thrive and succeed in whatever industry that you choose to work in. So yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Love
so
it.
thank you so
Very
much,
insightful
guys.
episode.
Yeah, I had fun. I learned a lot.
Very-
So
yeah,
thank you for your
a lot.
time, Gia.
Aw.
Thank you, Clooney. Thank you to our listeners
Thank you.
for staying until the end of the episode. We hope that through this crazy conversation we had about careers and finding our path
And raisins.
to raisins to Milo on rice and chocolate noodles.
Yeah.
We hope you learned something, and also again let us know if you've tried the weird food combinations.
Right.
Yeah,
You drop your comments below.
Yeah. So we hope you learned something from this random conversation that we
Alright.
had.
Yeah, and by the way, I hope that you join us again next time as we share and talk about different career experiences. This has been Paolo.
And this has been Elisa
Signing
signing off.